Hello. This is my Sunday update. As usual, no visit with my son this week. And I have an update on my relationship that I was in for such a short time. I ended up breaking it off today because there were just a lot of red flags that I didn't feel comfortable pursuing the relationship anymore. And it wasn't something I decided completely by myself, which, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I did talk to some of my friends and, share what I had thought, and I even talked to my counselor and kind of got her opinion on it. But the lady was constantly telling me how I feel. She was smothering. She constantly wanted me to take care of her and her needs as far as emotional stability. And I know some people need a little bit more affection, and that wasn't the issue. It's just everything was 24/7 her. That's all it was. And I mean, there was even things where she put me down, because I have a few tattoos. Sorry. Trying a new spot for the mountain and it's not working out too well. But I have a few tattoos, and I mean, there was a few things she put me down about with that. I didn't care for that. There were just, a lot of things that I just didn't like. And I can't say that she was a narcissist, but I would say she was definitely leaning toward that direction. It was bad enough that I was no longer comfortable or felt like I wanted to be in a relationship. It moved really quickly too, and that's something I've got to watch on myself, because I tend to fall fast. And she would constantly try to provoke me and try to get me upset. And I'd ask her, why are you trying to upset me? She goes, I just want to see how you are when you're angry. Well, that makes no damn sense to me. But there was a few times when they weren't really arguments, they were just kind of discussions that reminded me so much of my ex. And that's when I just decided, this is no longer worth it. This is not going to work. Whether it is her or it's me, either way, there's something that's not jiving here. And I just decided to break it off. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere without this woman wanting to know what I was doing. But she was going out and she would be like, I got sick. I had like this stomach bug. And I told her I actually was planning on staying at her house. She offered to take me home. And this is something, I was actually going to stay there just to keep her from feeling bad, even though I felt like I really wanted to be at home. And I realized, that is something I need to look at more. But when I was at home trying to rest, this woman called me 2 times, once about 10 o'clock and once about 11 o'clock, wanting me to make her feel better. And that's not what I'm for. Not like she was doing it. And I tried talking to her several times, to say, you have to love yourself first. You can't put your happiness in the hands of someone else. You have to know your own self and know what your worth is, and then other people will know it. But I don't know, I just got a lot of bad feelings about it. In my first relationship, I ignored them. In my narcissist relationship, I ignored them. This time I didn't. I just did what I had to do. It sucks, no doubt, because at first I did really like the woman. But I don't know. She's just too much. And I tried telling her that, and she didn't want to hear it. But I figure I really need to be, I like to be with someone, but at the same time, I don't really want to be with anyone right now. I need to just focus on me some, and that's something I couldn't do when I was with her, is I had to spend every moment I could with her, or she would feel like, I don't know, like I was neglecting her, or I was cheating on her, or some shit like that. And I'm like, good grief. She even took one of the little discussions we had where over the fact that she wanted someone to commit to her within a year. And I don't mean, yeah, we're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend now, or yeah, we're a monogamous couple. She wanted a flat-out proposal within a year. And I just straight up told her, I said, you're with the wrong guy. I said, that's not going to happen. I said, for one, you don't timeline me. You don't put me on a timeline. That's not going to happen at all. And I told her, I said, I'm not the kind of guy that has a timeline for anything anyway. If it happens, it happens. If it flows, it's what it's meant to be. And I mean, if it's not, it's not. Whenever you put a timeline on anything, that's just putting pressure on that situation, and I don't like that. I mean, I want things to be natural and flowing, but that could just be me. But when you've only known someone like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I don't think it's even an appropriate time to be talking about any kind of marriage thing, other than, yeah, someday I'd like to be married. Or, no, I don't really want to be married again. That's about the extent I think that the limit should be. There was a few other things, man. I just think that I need to take more time, and anybody that's out there that hasn't been away from their narc for very long, I mean, I wanted to see how I would react. I thought I was, ready to start getting back into the dating field and seeing how things would go. And I'm not going to say I'm done with it, but right now, after this, I just need to recenter myself. And I think that if you're wanting to, and you feel like you're safe enough that you can recognize the signs, and you can say, you know what, no, this ain't right, and be able to walk away, then I would encourage you to find out for yourself what you're capable of, within reason, within safety. And I know now, from the mistakes that I've made in this, I am definitely not going to have... I'm going to set me up some date guidelines to where I don't see that person for, like, we go on a date and I don't see them for a couple days, or 3-4 days, whatever. I'll figure that out, because we saw each other that one night, and then just about every day except for 2 or 3 nights, we saw each other every day, just constantly. And I think that was one of the things that I should have noticed a lot quicker, was that it was just going that way, and it wasn't cool. She started off with the I love yous too. I mean, that was something that kind of set me a little bit on edge, because I don't know about anybody else, but I don't fall in love that quick. And I mean, I know that there's, that initial meeting of someone, you're just infatuated, you're lustful, you're just consumed by them, if you hit it off. But that fades away, and then you start to see the real person, and you let your guard down some more, then you slowly begin to integrate your lives together. And that, I think, is where love is built, because you accept them and they accept you, and it's, mutual. It's mutual acceptance. It grows. And it can't just be something that's like that. I just don't believe that it can be. I'm not saying that there isn't a such thing as, love at first sight. But, you know what? It's been my experience that there's not. And I think, I've realized a few things I need to work on, but I've also, like I was talking to my counselor the other day, I'm really proud of how I've handled everything in this, because I did have my eyes open. I saw what was going on. I paid attention to how I felt inside. I respected myself. I cared for myself. And I did what it took to take care of me and protect me even farther. And, I think I've moved quite a bit forward in my healing. And I think I'm closer to finding a healthier relationship. But I'm not eager just to jump into one just to have one. And I'm really proud of myself, and I think that any time that you can do something and you can recognize it, or even the small victories. Take every little thing that you can get, especially if you've just left your narc. If you walk across the room in a way where you're standing proud, applaud yourself for that, because you've been beat down. If you can go to the store and stand in a crowd full of people and not have an anxiety attack or have it bother you, then congratulate yourself, because you're closer to being back to normal. You're getting there. Anything that you can do, I don't care if you cut the edges off your freaking bread the way you want. Congratulate yourself. Take every little victory you can. You have to. Because you've been taught that that's not what you do. You take the losses. You have to absorb losses. No, you don't. We are winners. We are tough. We are survivors. We are the ones that can't be beat down and kept down. And we won't be. And you people have to start agreeing with me and agreeing with yourself that this is how we are. This is what we're going to be. We're not going to be victims anymore. We're survivors, and survivors thrive. So let's do that. And like I said, man, take pride in yourself. You're going to fall back. You're going to stumble. It's going to happen. That's how we learn. That's what happens to babies when they learn to walk. We fall. But you know what? We get bumped. We go, shit. And we try harder. We do better. Then eventually we're running. And if enough of it, if we ran enough, we're in great shape. Your life will be in great shape once you get your rhythm, you figure out yourself, and you understand and love yourself. You have to have love. But you won't find love out there from anyone else unless you first love yourself. You have to. It has got to be done. There are no shortcuts. You have to go through the pain. You have to deal with what happened. It's got to be done. There's just no way around it. And the fact that you're even trying, you should be glad you care enough about yourself somewhere in there that you're trying and you're moving forward and you're not stagnant, you're not stale, and you're not dying. Because that's what it is. If you're not moving forward, you're dying. And I don't want any of you to die. I love you all. I know how you've been. I know what you're going through. I know who you can be. And if we all help each other, just reach out like the people who have helped me. That's all I want to do, is I want to help someone else. I don't want nothing out of it except the fact that I know that there's someone out there that is going to not hurt anymore. That is a great thought. And to all those people who have helped me along my journey, you're godsend. You really are. And, that kind of goes back to this woman. I think she was a blessing. She let me see for myself where I was at. She let me understand more about myself. I had no bad feelings toward her. She hasn't hurt me. She's got an issue that she needs to figure out herself, if ever. But that's not me. That's her. And just take everything like that. You have to take it in stride. There's no sense in being angry when you don't need to be. There's no sense in being hostile when you don't need to be. Just be loving, and that's it, But love yourself, and the rest of the love will grow everywhere else around you. Your life will grow. You'll prosper. You'll be happier. It's not going to happen overnight. An oak tree doesn't grow overnight. It takes a long time. But you know what? That's a strong-ass tree. It takes a lot. It can handle a lot. And that's what we are. We're oak trees, people. Stand tall, stand proud, and be a tree. God bless you.